All right, I don't have the cards. I'm gonna do my best to not focus on the chat and just try to speak from my heart space. My heart's already beating faster. I find it very ironic that the SNAP benefits situation is going on right now, and I've been going through a very similar experience with my kid. Okay, I want to try to say, I don't want to get on too many side things. My heart always guides me back to being there for my kid. I started out as a mother with postpartum, and I was not emotionally, I always had that responsible part of me. Like, I used to ride horses, and I used to have animals that I took care of. Like, being responsible was natural for me, but emotionally I wasn't ready to be a mom yet. And then I never got married, and our relationship didn't really strengthen after with Teddy's dad, after having a kid. So I was starting to have all of these like personal issues come up that I didn't know I had to deal with. And then I jumped into being a single mom and started working, and I had an awesome community of women around me, and I loved that job. I started getting power hungry, and I was crazy about like how was I going to get our own place, and started becoming obsessive about money and all these things. And then God had other plans. Everything started falling apart. My kid, there's just so many freaking stories. Like, my kid was getting kicked out of daycares left and right because he was having altercations with the kids. And this was like before he got to his diagnosis. And so more and more I started being like 2020, everybody was in shutdown. So like so many of us had to stay at home, and like there's just been so many moments of that, and so many instances where it's just been me and my kid. And my parents were around and available to help some when I was working, but we're back to it just being us again. And I've worked with different people. Like, once I started doing, like, I did this program in 2020 that was called the Gauntlet, and it was all about like mental health, and like we would do all this journaling, and we would have these Zoom calls where we would like all get together and like talk about things. And that was like the first time I invested anything into like personal development, and that kind of opened the gateway to spirituality and all this other stuff. But so I've worked with a bunch of different people along the way, and they all tried to like push me to do different things. And something in my heart was like, no, that's not it right now. You just need to focus on your kid, because nobody else was here, like, while I was going through whatever I was going through with my kid, like all these other people. And that's one of the hardest parts about being a single parent, is you're always torn between your home life and your work life. And I don't even have my kid's dad like nearby. So I don't know what's next. I don't know exactly why we've been in this season for so long, or like what God is doing in my life. And I know in some ways he's still working on my heart, because having the support from people that ended up betraying you is like, I don't know, like, it is wild to like try to get past that. But it's also like, I've also had people that have been in our life that have been amazing, like amazing support. And it comes and goes, and that's just kind of how it is. Like, I just think that's life in general. Like, you don't always have people who are always by your side. But so I guess I'm mostly just putting this out there because I'm advocating for myself, because I really don't know what else to do at this point. And I don't want to keep, I don't know what I'm going to do exactly. I don't want to keep showing up and doing tarot if people are just bullying me. You got to sit down if you're going to be over here. I have enough going on in my life that takes a lot of emotional like balance for me. And I literally have a loaf of bread and an apple and some oats and beans right now for us to eat for the next 2 days. Like that's the level of poverty that we're in right now. And so I'm asking for grace and compassion, and it makes me sick that we live in a world that it's always the mother's well-being that is I'm trying to get the words together too. I know I'm losing it. But anyway, it just makes me sick. It makes me sick that mothers always get put on the back burner and have to fight so hard, and it's even like mental health and all of that. So I didn't know exactly what I was going to say when I came on here. I just know that following my heart has been hard, and there's been a lot of stuff that I think in general for single moms, you're always put in a really fucked up situation. If you are blessed enough, and if you have the ability to create a village, you need that. You need it. You've got to have a community. Like that was the blessing that I had when we first moved here, is that I was surrounded by other moms, and I had no idea how much I actually needed that. So I think that people going through this SNAP situation right now is really a blessing for people to come together and be there for each other, and to give people a sense of hope. I'm gonna continue serving in some kind of way, but I guess I need friendship right now, and I need I want to continue being able to do this, and I want to continue like finding a way to work from home. But my needs need to be met too. I need for me showing up, this to be of service to me too, or I'm not going to continue it, because I can't mentally, I can't take it. Okay. Thank you for listening. I love you guys.